Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is probably my second time to use my own voice to record my life in the video. But let's see how it goes. The first weekend of March, me and my boyfriend, we went to Bondi in Sydney. This day we arrived Bondi in the early morning. I guess it's around 7 or 8 a.m. I forgot about the exact time, but the weather was a bit cloudy, but it actually felt nice to walk by the beach in the early morning because it wasn't too hot. So you can enjoy the breeze by the beach, and also you can see the local people, what they do normally in the morning. So after a long walk by the coastline, we decided to go to a sushi train restaurant nearby the beach because we were both so starving and we were craving for sushi for a while. So yeah, we ordered a lot in the restaurant and we enjoyed that. After lunch, we went to Bondi Market next to the beach. I ended up only buying some shiitake in the market, and we are off to the bus stop. And we decided to go to Paddington. During the juice break, we were talking about where's the next stop, and we decided to visit Paddington Reservoir, where we never been to before. It was a beautiful place and the landscape there was so good. We took many pictures. We bought some beef tongue on the way home and we had barbecue for dinner. The next weekend I made a friend from Melbourne who was my friend back to the time when I was studying for my master's degree in Melbourne. I wasn't in a good condition on that day because I was having allergy and kept sneezing and runny nose, and my friend took me to a pharmacy to get some medicine for it. We guess it was hay fever because of the season. I even brought a lot of napkins from the cafe, and on the way home I was just trying not to sneeze on the bus and the train because I don't want to make people feel maybe I got COVID or something like that. The next day, me and Shota, we went on grocery shopping, and we tried the ice cream machine in a Japanese grocery next to the local supermarket. To be honest, I always want to try to make an ice cream on my own because I never tried it before. And obviously I'm a bad ice cream maker. So okay, this is my first ice cream made by myself. Yeah, the taste was good. It's just the portion. And for the dinner, I just grabbed anything from my fridge and made the mochi, fried fish cake, and some broccolis. I forgot which day was it. I was just cooking my lunch on a work day. This was the dry noodle I brought from Taiwan, and I was cutting some spring onions for the toppings. I know my meals on work days are normally boring, so I always try to, make some side dishes and toppings to make it look good, which makes my mood better as well. Recently, I was watching a Japanese animation during lunchtime, It's called Monster. It was a very long story. I was somehow obsessed with it. I think it has 70-ish episodes. Wednesday I went to a company. Just sometimes I wanna, see my colleagues in person. And I met my friend after work. We went to a basketball game. It was Sydney team and New Zealand team. And eventually Sydney won. Yay! The next week I went on a business trip to Brisbane with some of my colleagues. We had Indian food for our dinner on the first day. We went to an Indian restaurant next to our hotel. We started doing our work on the second day. We went to the client's office. We basically spent our whole day in their office until dinner time.
If you're professional, you'd stand up. Yeah. Selfie.
So basically for the next few days we try different cuisines from different countries for our dinner after work.
Let's take one as well.
On the last day of our business trip, we were just having dinner in the airport and had some chit-chat before the departure of our flight. This day was an exciting day for me and Shota because we were going on our holiday in Wollongong. We had our lunch in a ramen shop opened recently next to my house before our trip, and the ramen here was so good. The broth was excellent. On the way to Wollongong, we just stopped by the Sea Cliff Bridge in Clifton and took some rest and watched people doing paragliding here. It just looks so fun. I think one day probably I would try that. Actually, on the whole way I was worrying about the weather because the weather forecast was saying it's gonna rain a lot during these days, but it was just cloudy, fortunately. And our hotel view was not bad. It was actually out of my expectation. It was quite good. For the dinner on our first day in Wollongong, I found a good Thai restaurant next to our hotel. The food was good and the vibe was good too. I guess I ordered too much, so I was so starved after dinner. Then we decided to take some walk around Wollongong City. The second day we went to a market in Wollongong, but it was almost closed, so then we went to a aviation museum. I had a really good time there. I mean, we paid like $25 per person for the tour guide in the museum, and the whole tour took us around 2 hours. You could see many kind of aircrafts there, including some historical airplanes. The guide showed us around, I think, 10 airplanes there, and also he told us the history of the planes, and the whole experience was just so good that you wouldn't believe it's only $25. On the third day of our trip, which is our last day in Wollongong, we basically just walked around the Wollongong beach and took some pictures. On our last day, we had a coffee in the morning in Wollongong, and it was a nice and adorable cafe in Wollongong City. On the way home, we passed by the Sea Cliff Bridge again and so many motorcyclists there. Okay, so back to my reality. I was trying to add more workouts to my daily routines. And as usual, I went to company once a week. Interestingly, my colleague found me on the street and he took a picture of me when I was waiting for the traffic light. This day I was craving some Korean food for dinner, so I had my dinner in Strasville in a Korean restaurant.
I ordered a pork dish called jokba. It was so delicious.
So yeah, this is my diary for March. Hope you guys enjoy it. Bye!